Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Sport and another video here, another transfer discussion following on from the one that we did the other night with Miranda about Arsenal. And this time I'm joined by Stu Davies to talk about Liverpool and what business we've done so far this window and what other business could be done in the transfer window by the mighty Reds. Stu, welcome to the video. Thanks for joining us tonight. We've had a busy week so far, haven't we, Liverpool? 2 signings through the door.
Yeah, got the 2 signings, and then this is our first sign of the window, isn't it?
Yeah, Nunez. Sorry, yeah. Sorry, I couldn't hear you properly then. Sorry.
Sorry.
No, it was my my headphones then. Sorry, but Nunez, first signing of the window. Big fee potentially. It's obviously starting off at 64 and rising to 85, depending on add-ons, depending on his own performance and the team's performance, how successful they are. He looks like a very promising signing, Stu.
Yeah, he looks like extremely good, and I honestly haven't seen him that much, but you just got to trust Klopp because whoever he buys ends up being an absolute gem. And I think when you saw him at Anfield, in both games we played, he was just phenomenal. And
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal, as you were saying, Stu. Yeah.
yeah.
So I think we may have just lost connection slightly there. On the YouTube, I was just pausing a second because the screen went blank. But now we're back again. So sorry if anyone's lost connection there. Yeah, he looks fantastic as Darwin Nunez. Today, obviously, this afternoon, Liverpool and Bayern Munich agreed a fee, £35 million, or going up to £35 million for Sadio Mane, for the Senegalese international to go to the Allianz Arena. I think he's done very well for Liverpool. It was something like 120 goals in 200 and I think it's 86 appearances off the top of my head. Some very good stats there from Sadio Mane. The 120 goals in 286 appearances. He won at Anfield. He's won the Premier League, Champions League, Super Club World Cup, FA Cup, League Cup. He's won it all pretty much at the Anfield Club, and it's going to be a big miss, isn't he, Stu?
Yeah, it'll be a massive mess. I think he is one of the players which kick-started this Jurgen Klopp regime. He's been fantastic, and it's going to be such a sad mess. And for everything he's done for the club, you just got to wish him all the best for the future. You've never seen stories in the media of him demanding huge wages. So he's been such a great servant for the club, and all the best to him. Apart from in the Champions League if we face them.
yeah. Don't go coming back to haunt us, please, Sadio. I think I want to thank him as well. Obviously, with everything he's done, and you've been a good servant for the club. I think as well, looking at more additions in coming through the door at Liverpool, you've got Calvin Ramsey. If he's been agreed for him this week, I think he's going to get take 22 shirt as well at the club. With Nunez taking 27 in honour of Lord Divock. I think he's going to be a good sign. I think Nico Williams will be shown the door in a £15 million move. Fulham are interested among other clubs. I think Wolves might be one of the other ones I heard, as well as one or two clubs from abroad. So I think Calvin Ramsey coming in, he got Scottish Young Player of the Year for Aberdeen last season. He's got a pretty solid record as well, Stu.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good sign, and I think we've both been saying we need a bit of backup in the right back position for cover for him. Obviously Robertson's now got Simicast to cover for him, so hopefully he'll have a similar And then I think we got also got Fabio Carvalho. I think.
So, Stu, I think we lost you slightly there, mate. Sorry about that. What did you say?
I was saying, I hope he has a similar effect to like Simicast has had, like Kappa Fun recently.
Yeah, Simicast has done very well with covering Robertson. In the goalkeepers department, we'll have a look at the goalkeeper department. Obviously, we've got Alison Becker, Queertheme Callagher, and we've got Adrian. Now, Adrian's been linked with a move back to Spain, and Queertheme Callagher, obviously, great number 2.
Yeah.
I think, I don't think we'll see much movement in the goalkeeper department, but if one of them did leave, like if it was Quee to go out on loan, or which apparently is Irish for Kevin, so a bloke told me on the tube to Wembley, an Irish bloke,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
or if it was Adrian who went back to Spain, I think there's a couple of options out there. Ben Foster's been linked as a potential stopgap in that position. 36 years of age, plenty of experience. If we completely ignore the fact that he spent a couple of seasons at Man United, I think it would be a decent position there to cover. But I don't think we'll end up doing any business in the goalkeeper department. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I can't really see it because they'll end up being third choice, and I think unless they want to become a coach potentially in the future, it'd be really hard to get someone to be like third choice goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think defensively, if we move on to the defence, obviously we touched on Calvin Ramsey coming in. Outgoings look like Nat Phillips and Nico Williams. And then we've got a question from Shahid Shah, who says, what midfielder should Liverpool sign? I reckon, well, I've been told from a secret source of mine that Jude Bellingham is Liverpool's top midfield target, and that Liverpool were set, or should say, are set to try and sign in 2023. And personal talks have gone well with Jude, so hopefully they can get a fee over the line and agreed for him. Hopefully we can do like an Abicator type thing where you agree the deal in 12 months' time. That's who I would go for, Jude Bellingham. And then if you can't get him, you can have a look at Nico Berea from Inter Milan because they need to sell. I would have said Gavi, but I just think that we're being used as a ploy in his contract discussions with Barcelona. What do you reckon, Stu?
Yeah, and Jude's the one I'd absolutely love. I just hope we can put in like a good. I'm just hoping we can agree like a deal now and then get it next summer because say he goes on to the World Cup and has an absolute amazing one, that's going to add on like 30-40 million. So and then I think all the clubs are going to be calling over him at some point. So I just hope we can like agree something now and like you said with Kate, agree it and then get him the next summer.
Shahid Shah says Liverpool should signing Bellingham. Good luck for that. Real Madrid are rivaling for his signature at the moment, but with them signing Tchouaméni, I think, would Jude want to go there and battle it out with Kroos, Modric, Tchouaméni? I know Kroos and Modric are, starting to age a bit, but if he comes to Liverpool, he walks into our midfield. With all due respect to the midfielders we've got, you'd have Fabs and you'd have Thiago until another couple of years. And if you sign Jude Bellingham, it's a signing for that midfield position. He's 18 years of age at the moment. That midfield position's covered for at least 10 years. And I believe he's a boiled red as well. And his brother's been linked with a move to the academy. So wouldn't be surprised to see both Job and Jude sorted.
Yeah. And I think he'll add in like the goals and assists. He just has that extra creativity. Like I was like Gerard's been saying recently that Liverpool need like a proper midfielder who can get some goals in, and I think he's the man who can do that.
He's looked his own. He's held his own in the international stage as well, which is a good indicator as well. I think he's played well in the Champions League for Dortmund there as well, and I think whichever club he ends up at, he'll be fine. I think he's got such a high ceiling that whoever gets in their midfield's going to be absolutely perfect, basically. Jamie Goy says,
definitely.
"Oh, sorry, Stu."
Another midfield I quite like is we have been linked to is Ibrahim Sangare. I think he'd be like quite decent. Like, because my only worry is like when Fabinho gets injured, I don't rate many players taking over his position. Whereas I think Sangare could do the job in the number 6, but also go into the number 8 if needed. So he's one I'd like as well.
I don't know too much about Sagare. I know he plays for PSV, and obviously you and Jamie Davis do a lot of Dutch coverage. You on here, so you both said that he looks like a solid player. So it would be an interesting option. You got going in the comments. He says Stu is in the garden. You are. You're enjoying the rays, aren't you, Stu?
Enjoying the sun, like we have it.
28 degrees
have
today.
The rain.
28 degrees.
Been lovely. Yeah.
Luke Tyler says, we still need a midfielder this summer, to be honest. I don't think we can afford to wait another season to get one. And Jamie going to sign Joris Shotard. Who I don't have a clue who Joris Shotard is, to be honest. So.
Yeah, I think we definitely do need to try and get a midfielder this summer. Because I just when Fabinho isn't in that midfield, I just get a little bit nervous about the team. Like he's so good. Like I think like Henderson, Kate, Milner, they're more like really hard working workhorses, and then obviously Thiago's like the creativity. Whereas Fabinho's is that little bit different to all the others.
Greg Livingston says, hi. How you, Greg? How you doing? Welcome to
Hi,
the stream
Greg,
again, mate. Hey, Greg, the Mighty Hearts, as you call them, are taking on Tranmere in pre-season on July the 13th. Read that today. Yeah, Tranmere just across the water from Liverpool. Just thought I'd just drop that in there.
Is that being played? Is that being played at Tranmere?
Yeah, Printing Park.
Go and watch it.
Be a good game. Hopefully, I'll cover that for the club. Shahid Shah says, you think Liverpool signing 2 players? Good luck for that. I'm not saying that they'll definitely sign 2 players this summer, but they need to sign 2 midfielders in the next 12 months. Definitely. I think if you're looking at outgoings as well in the midfield department, I think Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain will be shown the door, and Nottingham Forest are interested in taking Curtis Jones on loan. I don't think Jones will be loaned out, but I think that Oxlade-Chamberlain will be shown the door with interest from the likes of West Ham, Newcastle, and Aston Villa. With all 3 of those clubs being interested, and the pursuit of regular minutes for the Ox, I think we could see him out the door, especially if an offer of £15 million upwards is sent our way. I think it'll be farewell Ox, and I like the Ox. I think he was a good player, and he come in. But sadly, obviously that knee ligament injury against Roma crippled him, and he's not been able to bounce back properly.
Yeah, because that ran in when we're in the Champions League where we beat Man City, and Chamberlain was just like amazing before that. That goal he scored, like such a thunderbolt, and like you just thought, oh wow, just like Chamberlain, and then gets that injury, and he's never really got back to it, unfortunately.
That goal against City was He scored two great ones
amazing.
that season. That one back in the Champions League. Had Fletcher on BT saying he can hit one. Oh, we can hit one. It's an absolute screamer for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Yeah.
Shahid Shah says Joe and Stu, Liverpool win the league title during the next season. That's what he says. I think.
I think we'll.
Go on, Stu.
I think we'll be thereabouts, but I think it all depends how Haaland. If Haaland hits the ground running at Man City, I think will probably be theirs. But I still fancy our chances to give them a good fight though. But no other Premier League clubs going to next season.
For everyone that's watching the stream so far, don't forget to like the video, keep on commenting below, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Also, we've got the obviously got the poll going on at the moment, and 83% say sign Jude Bellingham, 17% say sign Gavi. No one wants Carlos Soler from Valencia, and no one wants Nicolo Barella from Inter Milan. I think with the Barella one though, Italians don't really work that well at Anfield, unfortunately.
Oh no, they don't. Big Aquilani replacing Xabi Alonso. He's got one of the biggest disappointments ever. Just because how much I love Alonso. No disrespect to Aquilani, but
I think the only one that really worked out weirdly was Dossena. He knew he was going to be a second choice fullback to Fabio Aurelio, and he come in and did a half decent job. Scored against Real Madrid and United in the space of 3 days.
Yeah, that's incredible. That you just can't get much better than that.
James Burgoyne says Joris Chotard is a French box-to-box midfielder at Montpellier, and he's worth looking at. Black Hammer is in the comments. Hiya, Black Hammer, welcome to the stream. He says, personally, I think we could get Barella for less than Jude, and he's more proven. There we go. Yeah, obviously, I've got the proven bit with Nicola Barella, and he was good at the Euros last summer, wasn't he? But I don't know.
Yeah, it's very good at Euros.
Italian clubs are notoriously difficult to do business with, and that's the problem I see. But Inter are also desperate to balance the books because of FFP, so it's one of those, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Well, hopefully if we did get him, it would have a similar impact to the last player we got from Italy and Mo Salah.
Yeah. Magic Mo. From Roma. Is it really?
Yeah.
It's mad to think that was in 2017 and he's the last player we've signed in Serie A. It's crazy that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is.
We're looking at forwards now. Obviously, it's nice moving on. But you mentioned Mo Salah. We'll get on to Mo in a minute. Obviously, we mentioned at the start of this video that Darwin Nunez has signed for Liverpool, taking the number 27 shirt at Anfield, replacing Divock Origi with that, taking that number of Divock Origi, should I say, sorry. And obviously, great record he had at Benfica, 64 million rising to 85 with team and player performance based add-ons. Black Hammer, just to go on to Black Hammer again, he says, what about Lucas Paqueta from Lyon? He's an option, but I can't see us doing much business with Lyon now, seeing they're getting taken over by George Gillette, the former owner of Liverpool, who really
good luck with that.
destroyed us. Well, apparently it's not him, it's his son, but it's still the same family.
Oh, okay.
But you know what I mean. Jadis Shah said if there went to singing Liverpool, I went to play for Liverpool one day. So he wants to play for Liverpool one day. Shadi Shah basically says about signing. So on to the forward positions. Obviously, you've got Darwin Nunez that's come in. Fabio Carvalho's coming from Fulham. So close to bringing him in January, but that fell through. And then obviously we've picked him up from Fulham now, with a tribunal fee of around £7 million. Bright young prospect for Portugal, and he's played a lot for the under-21s, Stu.
Yeah, I'm really excited about him coming in. Since I found out in January, when we nearly signed him on that day, I've tried to keep an eye on Fulham to see what he's all about. And I think you can see the talents there. He's just absolutely amazing. Like under Klopp, he's going to flourish. I'm just like, I'm just wondering how Klopp's going to play him because like you never know with Klopp. He can come up with a surprise sometimes. Like when he put Diaz on the left wing and then put Marnie central. So he just, I think he's going to be a hell of a signing for us.
Yeah, he's got very high ceilings, and if he follows on the path of Harvey Elliott, who I think's done quite well at Liverpool so far, then I think we've got a very bright future with those two youngsters coming in from Fulham. Harvey coming in 2019, and obviously, Carvalho coming in this summer. Looking for the exit door in the forward positions, Takuri Minamino, top scorer for us in both domestic cup competitions last season, in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, both trophies that we did win. As you can see from my Cup Winners T-shirt, I think he's been linked with moves to Leeds interested. You got West Ham that were interested, Wolves, Fulham. You got Monaco, and I believe Lazio in Italy interested as well, Stu, with moves for Takumi Minamino. £17 million is the price tag. We paid £10.25 million for him back in 2020. I think he's been a good servant for the cost.
Yeah, I'd be absolutely devastated if he left because he's never been around like the first team. Yet he's stepped up in the FA Cup and League Cup. Like you have some players' attitudes are just absolutely miserable, whereas Minamino, he's absolutely spot on, just gets on with it, and then when he is needed, he delivers. So, it's quite good that the profit we're getting on him after signing him for $8 million. That's like good business, but I just love to watch him like the FA Cup and League Cup. Always great for us.
Definitely. When he leaves, is there specific clubs you'd like to see him go to out of that list, or are you not really fussed as long as he's getting his game time?
I would like to go outside of England because it'd be quite sad watching him play against Liverpool. Like, being a bit selfish of me, but just because how much I love him. But
I think he was excellent at Monaco. I do, and then I suppose you've got Milinkovic, Savic, you've got Chiro Immobile and Luis Alberto. All three of them can play. You can link up well with Immobile, and then the Milinkovic, Savic, and Luis Alberto can play balls into his feet, and play to his strengths.
I think I would quite like him at Lazio because they got my old friend Lucas there as well, so it'd be quite a likeable club.
How could I forget Lucas?
Yeah,
the absolute king.
So, they would be the Italian team to watch. So Lucas Lazio Player of the Season a couple of times.
And he was part of the Lazio team that won the Spanish. Oh, I'm going for Spanish. Sorry, Italian Cup a couple of seasons back. Blackhammer says he's got a theory. He says, I have a theory that we might drop Bobby into the right central midfield role and possibly get a Salah backup. Then when Bobby's contract expires, Jude slots into the right centre mid. So basically Bobby is the stopgap. It's an interesting theory, especially with Bobby staying on for the next 12 months. He might get an extension. It just depends on game time this season. But I do think we might see a change of system from the 4-3-3 to the 4-2-3-1, and go back to where the formation we played early on in the Klopp reign. So I think you'd likely see. Obviously, you'd have Alisson goal. You'd have Trent and Robbo as your fullbacks, and then you'd have Van Dijk and probably Canate. I think we'll see a lot more of Ibu Canate this season than Matip.
Yeah.
Your two holders would probably be Fabinho and Thiago, and then you'd have Salah, Firmino as a 10, Diaz, and then Nunez up front. I think that's what we would likely see next season. I don't know whether you agree with that, Stu, or whether you'd go completely different, or think we'll go completely different.
I was like, that 11 does sound absolutely lethal, though. Like, I'd quite fancy that against most teams in the Premier League.
I think I think next season we're gonna obviously because defensively we were pretty sound this season, weren't we? There were some games where we just struggled to break teams down, and I think with the 4-2-3-1 and having Bobby in that 10, it'd be good against low block teams because he can work on the half turn and work in space, and he can create. He can move and create. You draw their defenders out and create space for the likes of Nunez or Salah or Diaz to cut in. And alternatively, you could see, I suppose, in one aspect, you could really see Jota in a 10 at some point as well.
Yeah, definitely. We haven't really seen much of Diaz for Firmino, which I'm quite looking forward to. Like Firmino does there's like back heels and things, and like Diaz is everywhere around the pitch. So I'm looking forward to them to like getting like some chemistry with each other. I think they can get a few goals between them.
The South American connection there definitely will spark for Liverpool. Let's go on about Mo Salah a second. I know we did a video a few months back in January about those contract situations. Check that out on the channel. It's quite a good video for those of you that might be interested. He still hasn't signed that contract. He's been offered a contract to stay until 2026 from what I've been told, and he's been offered an increase on his wages somewhere between £250,000 to £300,000 a week, and he's still trying to push for that £400,000 a week. If my personal belief is, if he hasn't signed by the end of July, early August, Liverpool should be looking at selling him, because you can't let an asset that big, that big a value, go on a free in 12 months' time. I know it sounds bad saying to sell one of your best players. I wouldn't say he's the best player. He scores the most goals out of all the players, but I'd say Van Dijk is still our best player. Van Dijk and Alisson are more important. I think that you can't let a player of that value, who could be worth close to £100 million with a year left. If he had more than a year left, I'd say over 100. But you can't let a player of that quality and that value go for nothing in 12 months' time.
Yeah, and when he's you've seen the threats about joining another Premier League club next season, we definitely don't want that to happen. But
yeah, at least this way we can choose where he goes. Help push him into a direction that hopefully won't affect Liverpool Football Club too much, and allow us to get someone in and bed them in quick enough. We've got Shadid Shah says, Joe and Stu, Liverpool have to battle the City team. What do you think about that? I think City are very, very solid. We all could see last season how strong they are, but they are not invincible. We did beat them in the FA Cup semi-finals, and they did succumb to Real Madrid in the semi-finals of the Champions League. So there is weakness there in that Manchester City side. Pep's trying to sign Cucurella from Brighton. That'll be another £50 million left back. He likes £50 million fullbacks, doesn't he? 50 million on Walker, 50 million on Mendy.
He certainly does. Yeah.
50 million on Cancelo. They've got Ake for around that fee as well, centre back. Yeah, he can play fullback as well. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, City got a solid team with them signing Haaland. I think he's going to be a bit of a threat as well. Well, more than a bit of a threat, but you get what I mean. Jamie Begorian said he's had a nightmare because he's deleted the message that he sent. Said he's sad, and then he says, Stanners, can you ask Stu what his favourite football goal was last night? Because you went to watch the Lionesses, didn't you, against Belgium?
Oh yeah, great game. Always good to come out with a 3-0 win.
So what was your favourite goal? That's what Jamie's asking.
Favourite goal?
Yeah. Or was it when he got chucked off the train, supposedly?
Getting chucked off at a Telford train station.
I thought you were joking, but
he doesn't know how to keep his mouth shut. But yeah, I'd say Dali's guy was probably my favourite last night.
I'll have to check that out because I haven't watched the highlight. Black Hammer says, I feel like Nunez and Jota have to play together since Darwin Nunez likes to drift out wide and Jota likes to go inside, so they could just rotate Joey matches and confuse defenders. I think that's a fantastic idea and fantastic tactic, to be honest. I'm a big fan of Jota as well. I think people have complained about his performances since February, but he did pick up a big injury in February, was rushed back for the Carabao Cup final, and I still found him. He was still a threat up front. He still caused hassle for defenders, and even though he didn't score as prolifically as he did leading up to that injury in February, he was still causing problems for the Premier League defenders and Champions League defenders, and he was holding up the ball while on linking up play, in my opinion. So, yeah, I think he's on holiday at the moment. He's having time to relax, unwind. He'll be in Portugal's World Cup squad should he be fit, and I think when he comes back in August, we'll see the true Diogo Jota, and I think him and Nunez are just going to have a spark. I agree with you there. And Jamie Burgoyne says, Nunez is such a massive overspend. Liverpool have been scammed by a seller's market. There hasn't been a player who scored less than 30 goals a season at Benfica since 2011-12, and they're all bad.
Yeah, I think Jamie Burgoyne hasn't watched any Champions League football probably like that in the last year anyway. That's obvious, that message. But
yeah, I think in his first season at Benfica, he scored 5 goals in the Europa League. And then how many did he get in the Champions League last season? Was it something like 7 or 8, I think? I'm just going to double check.
I'm seeing a lot of memes about him outscoring Man United. So.
It's not that hard, let's be honest. Oh, don't come at me, United fans, don't come at me. We will do a video on that. So, Stu.
I think the thing you have to look at with Nunez, like it is a high value, but look at any business, you have if you pay that amount, if you think that's going to be worth it in the future, like you may look a lot now, but it looked a lot for Van Dijk, Fabinho, Alisson. Everyone thought we're crazy, and now everyone's saying it's a bargain. So I think it'll be the same with Nunez, and like I say, you've just got to back Klopp with any sign, and like if he thinks a player's good, they're good. It's simple as that.
So you got 6 goals in 10 Champions League matches last season. That's not a bad going, is it?
No, not all. Especially in the supposed group of death.
And then Burgoyne says Nunez is basically on par with Mitroglou in scoring terms, and then we're laughing emoji. So I think he's trying to troll a little bit there. I do randomly have a Kostas Mitroglou Greece shirt that my sister bought me from a holiday to Greece back in 2019. She said, I'll bring you a gift back, and I jokingly said, oh, bring me back a Greece football shirt for my collection, and she did, bless her. And the bloke said in the shop, oh, Mitroglou's the best Greece player. I was like, fair enough. We didn't have Simi then.
Who's the Greek we had? I can't say his name. Kyriakos. I pronounced that completely wrong.
Sotirios Kyriakos.
Yeah, what a man.
Did he score in the derby?
I'm pretty sure he did.
Got sent off in one as well. Jamie Burgoyne says, in terms of European goals, Pizzi scored more in domestic and continental than Nunez in 2015, I think. And where's he at? I think Pizzi's back in Italy somewhere, I believe. I'm sure I've read somewhere the other day that he's in the second division, either in Germany or Italy. I can't remember which league it was. And Burgoyne says he's not trolling these as stats. Then why put a laughing emoji if you're not trolling, lad?
An even bigger troll than I am. That's saying a lot.
Right, so to wrap this up, if with Liverpool, I'll do what I did with Miranda the other night, where players, if it was down to you, Stu, players that will stay, players that will go, and if you do any business from now and the end of the window, what would you do?
Well, I'd definitely try and tie up Bellingham. That's something I'd definitely do. Salah, I'd have a big conversation with him and make the decision now. If you a footballer, if you're playing for Liverpool, you have to show you want to play for the club. If he wants all this money, whatever, he like just show him the door, like because Klopp will replace him. And I think like you think Van Dijk's Liverpool's most important player. I think it's Fabinho, and like some people say it's Alisson. So like if he doesn't want to stay, let him go because Klopp will replace him. And yeah, but I wouldn't really do a huge amount. It's just that midfielder I just really want to get in.
Field that we really want to get into. We're both in agreement there. This has been our video on Liverpool's transfer business so far this summer and what else they could do this summer. Thanks to Stu for joining us. Thanks to everyone who's watched the video today and liked the video, commented as well, and please subscribe to Let's Talk Sport if you're new to the channel or haven't done so already. And we'll catch you all on the channel very soon.
Yeah.